Happy Advent. This is Father Mark welcoming us into the fourth week of Advent with Christmas just around the corner. And as Christmas approaches, perhaps you find yourself saying more and more, Merry Christmas. And perhaps if we peer into the Advent story, we could actually have the courage to say messy Christmas, because there was a whole lot that was messy about Jesus' birth and even the Advent story itself. As we have been walking together throughout this Advent story, we have prayed and discovered how Jesus was born in the midst of the most simplest of environment, a cave on the outskirts of Bethlehem where the animals were. It wasn't a hospital. It wasn't a pristine place. It was messy. It smelled messy. It looked messy. And it's there, of all the places that God could have been born, that God made an intentional choice to not only become a part of the human race, but to be born in the midst of a really messy place. In fact, Jesus' genealogy, his family tree, is kind of messy. There were crooked kings. There were people who committed grave sin in the midst of his family tree. And if your family, like mine, is messy, if your life, like mine, is messy, then we can be encouraged with this Advent story and Christmas himself, that Jesus Christ came for messy people like you and me. And perhaps if we're going to encounter the person of Jesus Christ this Christmas, then in this last week of Advent, we could have the courage to take a long, loving look in our hearts and admit where our lives are messy. That's sin. Perhaps it's sinful behavior that continues to trap us and prevent us from going all the way with the Lord. Maybe there are relationships that need to be tended to, or people that we're going to see at Christmas, perhaps that we haven't talked to in a long time. Whatever the mess looks like in your life, if we're going to encounter the person of Jesus Christ this Christmas, then the best way for us to prepare in this final week of Advent is to perhaps visit the sacrament of reconciliation, an ancient sacrament of freedom where God longs to give us the gift of forgiveness. This Christmas can be different, it can be personal, but it requires us to be honest about where our lives are messy. And if we allow the Savior of the world to enter into our mess, then we'll experience him at Christmas, perhaps in ways that we've never done before. Take courage, be not afraid. Allow the Lord into your mess so that this Christmas can be blessed. God bless you.